everybody, and welcome to another episode of Brian's Basement. I'm Brian, and this is my basement, episode 45. What are we getting into tonight? Well, I was thinking about what is going to happen after the COVID times and getting out there and playing. And one of my goals is I want to make my solo sets better, just playing by myself, because it's pretty hard to keep people's attention, even if you're really good. And I'm definitely not that. So I'm trying to work on it to try to do some different things to and just I thought it would be a good opportunity to practice. So that's what we're doing tonight. We're going to practice like a mini set. I've got 2 sets for you, and I'm going to play them just like I would at a bar or whatever. And then after that, in the middle, we'll have like an intermission. I'll drink a beer with you guys, and I'll check up with y'all in the comments, and then we'll do one more set. And that's what we're doing tonight. So, thanks for being here. I hope you like it. If you got suggestions, throw them down there. We're all friends. It won't hurt my feelings. And make sure you say hi to each other in the chat. And so I've got something to look at after I'm done playing songs, okay? All right, well, let's get started then. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Weird to reintroduce myself after I just did, but that's the kind of thing that you would do during a show. And we're gonna try to act as much like we're not in a basement as possible from here on out. So glad everybody's here. I'm gonna play some songs that I wrote. I hope you like them. My name's Brian, and I'm gonna kick it off with a song about just a really bad day. I've been really fortunate and have gotten through a lot of the past year with almost no scratches, but I think it's starting to catch up with some of the family issues that I've been having, and so there's just things that are bad. There's just bad days. It's good days. Everybody has them, but I think it's good to remember them and to sit with them and carry them with you a little bit. Get used to that discomfort. And if you're doing that, then I think that's healthy. So I'm going to play a song from another just a really bad day, a couple years back. So the song is called "Things I Learned Today." Can't forget the day, can't forget the rain. Old River Highway flooded again. Passing them cars, changing them lanes, driving too quick, driving insane. Tears are raining down my face, feeling crushed by the weight of the things I've learned today. Screaming at someone, blaming someone else. Screaming at no one, blaming myself. Hold on to the good times, they tell me so. How the hell else do I even go? 'Cause love is just an ugly wager, and the house collects its pay. Always things I've learned today. Take him away, darling, take him away. Can't bear to see him in this way. Take me away, darling, take me away. I was when I was putting the set together, I was thinking about how many songs I have that are inspired by driving. And I don't drive that much. I've never had a job I've had to commute to. And so I drive much less than most anybody. And maybe that's why, is because whenever I do drive, I'm like really going somewhere for some purpose. But driving just makes me think of, in particular, I think like the best example would be when I used to drive back and forth to school. I went to school in Portsmouth, Ohio. It's about 2.5 hours away. And it was always the same drive, but going back and forth just some days were the happiest to come home, or to miss home and come home, and some days were the saddest, to have to go back, or and then it kind of turned around and it went the other way around. I was always really happy to come back towards the end there. It was a big adjustment, but if I could just capture, I just want to capture that ability for the same thing, that same drive, the same pathway, but with all the different kind of feelings. I think that's why a lot of my songs are either from driving or about mundane objects. But one of the places that I went to, one time I took a scenic route home, and I drove through a town, and it was called Utopia, and it had 17 people that lived there. And so I looked up the history of this place, so I wrote the song. And it started out as a song about, just a story song, a news song, relating the events of the day. But when I think about it now, especially what's going on, it's a song about just arrogance, the arrogance of things, to have things, the little things, and to build things. So I thought that was relevant this week. So yeah, the song's called Utopia. There's a town that I know, and it ain't too far and it ain't too close. It's sitting down on that old Ohio. It's a ghost town, some would say, 'cause everybody moved away. But it's a ghost town, 'cause it's haunted by ghosts. The town was founded with the goal that it would be the societal model that we all would follow. There was no money and there was no law. It was all for one and one for all, and everything was good for a while. Then old John Waddle struck it gold when he bought the land, and then he sold it all away with a wooden house and a ticket up to heaven. It's a shame they didn't know as the river level slowly rose, there was something unholy about the flood of 47. On the darkest of the winter nights, if you go down by the riverside, oh, there's apparitions dancing in the moonlight. They're the remnants of the lives taken when the whole town died, a deed of careless, arrogant eyes. 'Cause brick by brick they moved it all, the entirety of that old town hall, down to the riverside. The locals cried, no, that ain't wise. The river starts to rise, and there was a party on that night when the mighty Ohio washed out the whole south side. Icy waters swept in fast. If they didn't die, they didn't last. The hypothermia that quickly ensued. They all went up to the pearly gates, but Peter turned them all away and said, God has different plans for you. And this town is called Utopia, and as perfect as it was, the town was built on ideals walls that couldn't protect it from a flood. And if you're just driving by, it's interesting to keep in mind that there's more dead residents than there are alive. There's a town that I know, and it ain't too far and it ain't too close. It's sitting down on that old Ohio. It's a ghost town, some would say, 'cause everybody moved away. But Utopia is haunted by ghosts. Yes, Utopia is haunted by ghosts. I went and I was going through some stuff this week. I've just got too much stuff. I've got stuff coming in from everywhere. And so I thought it's time to go through and get rid of stuff. And one of the things was my box of just papers. I call it my papers box. And it's just random things like birthday cards and, notes and like medical bills. I get medical bills in the mail, and they always say it's not a bill, but it looks just like a bill. And it's something to do with, I don't understand insurance, so I just keep it. I don't know. And we were going through it though, and I found these notes from my mom for when I was driving. She would send me along with my mail, and then when I got there'd be a note, and they were always just really simple things like, make sure you put a stamp on this, have a good week, or, just, oh, we had good, it was good seeing you this week, have a good week, I know it'll be a good one, just little things on these little funny stationaries. And, when I was, on this whole, arrogance of things trip, whoa, that's not good, don't do that, don't fiddle with that right now, don't pop the battery out of the uke. Good, still working. On this arrogance of things, and I thought, but this is something that is very important to keep, and no one would know. If anyone was going through my box of things, nobody would know that this was one of the most important things. Well, needless to say, I kept them, and I got rid of a lot of stuff. I don't know where my harmonica is. Yeah, I got rid of a lot of stuff in the box of papers. I found a picture of my old band. That's pretty funny. I was gonna share it, but the banjo player, I kind of forgot about this, but his banjo had a Confederate flag on it, and I was like, that's really not him. I don't know that, so I didn't want to show it, but. Anyway, so it's the little things that hold you together sometimes. So this is a song called Super Glue. I want you, super glue, fixing all these little things, so I don't have to buy them new. She'll fill the little cracks I find in my life, my super glue. I want you, super glue, slathered all over my life, so I don't fall apart in two. And I think I'll keep it all together with you, my super glue. What am I going to do when you're all but spent up with me, and there's nothing but an empty tomb. What the hell am I supposed to do without you, my super glue? But, you know, and the thing about those notes is, you know, like I said, how would anybody know? We all try to transfer the meaning of things or places, but you just it's like the trying to describe pain. I heard this story on the radio about you know, it's really hard to tell someone like pain. That's why the doctors have the scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being your arm ripped off, and 1 being like a poke or something. I don't know. But it's like, even with that range, I don't know. I mean, like, have I really experienced anything other than a 3? I'd probably not. But yeah, so it's, I was thinking about this, like, transference and, you know, what things that we have mean. And so I had the song on my latest EP that you can listen to on my website and all the streaming services, and did it last fall, I think. Seems a really long time ago. I haven't got to play these songs a whole lot, so I'm excited to play this for you. So this is a song about the meaning of things that are deeper than you might know. This song is called Katerina. Katerina's husband died a few days ago. He worked every day of his life, and every hard-earned cent to the doctor, all it went. Katerina has been sick for some time, so she musters up the energy and what's left of the cash for a party for her husband dead and gone. And the future is uncertain as she stares through tattered curtains. Oh, the show must go on. So put your fancy silverware on the table and your plates from your wedding day, and they will see, oh, they will see, that things aren't always this way. Katerina's father was a military man, and he prospered in them good old days, when people were more decent than they seem to be of recent. But it's easy to be decent when you're paid, and Katerina's children liked their grandpa's house. It was bigger and much nicer than their own. And when he finally passed, oh, the inheritance didn't last, and reputation can buy food or clothes. Recant the tired stories over and over again, the only remnants of what you had. And they will see, oh, they will see, that things weren't always this bad. Katerina looks about the party and her guests, and everyone is singing the same song. And he can't pay his bills, and she's hooked on the pills. And there's a man there that doesn't quite belong. He's the richest man in town, and he's boisterous and rude, but he offers to pay for the funeral. And the promises he speaks are not the promises he keeps. But he's the only one making promises at all. And he called a daughter thief and the whore, but he promised to turn back time, and they will see, oh, they will see why she walks that line. Katerina's party is going pretty well so far. She subdues her cough behind her finest dress, and the medicine's running out, but what she's worried about is running out of wine for all the guests. And when they finally leave, she is alone with her thoughts, worrying and wondering what comes next. People from the city, they say, isn't it a pity Katerina doesn't know what is best? So put your fancy silverware back in the drawer, and your plates from your wedding day. They will see, oh, they will see that things weren't always this way. So I read a story this week that they're going to shut off the power for most of the Carew Tower because it has no tenants in it. It's a tower of no power, and I thought, wow, I mean, anybody that knows my songs knows what's coming up next. But I thought that this was just a really perfect embodiment of the shell of things, and how it's just emptied out, especially for a building like this. It's very ironic. I don't think I know what irony really is, but is it ironic that this was built in the the era of electricity, to a testament to the gods and progress, and now they can't even afford their power bill. So this song is about the Carew Tower. It's called the Carew Tower. There's an old brown building and it stands downtown. It was the crown jewel in the Queen City's crown. It's got chandelier ceilings and marbled floors. Was it wrong? Was it so wrong to hope for more? They laid the cornerstone in 1929, and then 1 month in, everything seemed fine. You start your life in the press and then it's straight to war. Was it wrong? Was it so wrong to hope for more? I'm just like you, my dear Carew. I'm standing here too, and I'm mostly vacant and very confused. See 3 states with needles in their arm. my dear Karoo. I'm standing here with you, and I'm mostly vague and very confused. Was it wrong? Was it wrong to hope for more? Was it wrong? Was it wrong to hope for more? Was it wrong? Was it wrong to hope for more? Was it wrong? Was it so wrong to hope for more? All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to have a beer with you guys, and then I'll jump back in here to do another set. So, thank you. All right, we're back. Worlds apart. Worlds apart. Different lighting. Different aura, right? We've got got some beers on this side of the amp. That side of the amp, there's no beers. I'm going to see what's going on in chat after I pour this beer. So if you got something pressing to say, now's the time to do it. Well, that's a big beer. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Jake's here. Hey, Jake. Joe Wall is here. I'm so glad Joe Wall is here because that was kind of, I was trying to do, I was going to save this for the end, but since he's here, Joe Wall does this thing with his songs where it's almost like divination, where he takes the songs and tries to, he strings them together in one big story that's all kind of related to what's going on with Joe at the moment. So that was one of my themes for that first set. So I'm so glad Joe's here. Kim says happy snow day. It's a wonderful snowy day here in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky metropolitan tri-state area. And took the old skateboard without trucks on and used it like a sled. Turns out they make good sleds too. And did a little snow skating in my yard, and that was great. Jake says Brian's pretending he's doing a solo set. That is true. We're pretending. I was thinking of Joe says I was thinking of making my next album Things I've Learned This Life as an obvious riff off to this song. Real question, would you sue? I couldn't sue in good conscience because I ripped off Scott's song There's a World of Wondrous Radiance for that last EP I did. So that would be very hypocritical of me. Alex says I should bring the lighting on the road with me. You know, I have brought a couple lights. I really should invest in a good show light because a lot of the places that I play, at least, do not have good lighting. And actually, Jake taught me a little bit about lighting. And so I was trying to move them around. There's 3 of them going right now, so that's pretty cool. And Scott says, and bring a large room-sized wall with Brian's basement on it. Yeah, that's going to be my merch. I'm just going to sell a wall. Bad pour. No, it's not a bad pour. It's a fine pour. I'm trying to do something. Here while I'm drinking a beer. Hey Kim, there's a thing on the OBS called website text. Can you bring that up? I didn't tell Kim about this, but I was gonna say it on my last song, but yeah, that's my website, so you can go there. And I'm trying to start a forum. Okay? So I've quit Facebook this week, and because it's a reprehensible stain on society. I mean, I am too, but I want to do my own thing, you know. And and so I'm trying to start a forum. There's nothing there. There's like some accounts. Some of my friends have made accounts, but there's nothing there yet. So that we're going to try to make that the happening place on the web. So go check out the forum, sign up. You can also, you know what? There's a newsletter link I'm going to put in the description after the show because I forgot to put it there. But we got a newsletter. It's tied to the forum, right? So you can be totally integrated. All right, that's all. You can take it off now. Okay. Well, I got to drink more beer. Is this even on? Yeah, I got to drink more beer. And I got to bullshit a little bit because I was thirsty on that last set. What time? Where are we at on time? Oh, nice. So we'll probably have to cut the second one short, set a little short. Kim says, why? Because I'm respectful of people's time. Everyone comes down here to hang out on Tuesday. I think it's nice to have a time box on hanging out. I think if people were like, do you want to hang out? People are like, you want to hang out this afternoon? I'm like, yeah. I mean, now I'm like, yeah. But normally, normal times, I'm like, yeah. If someone was like, do you want to hang out from the hours of 2 to 5, be home for dinner, I'd be like, that's great. Let's do that. Do you want to hang out tonight from 7 to 11? Sounds fun. Let's make a plan, you know? I like that structure. Point for difficulty but poor execution, he says on the poor. What do you people want from me? You know? Just getting berated. I see the toughest audience. But the lighting with the props table would be nice. Homie touch, Scott says. At one of my gigs, it was like it was in December. It was residency in December, so I played every week at the Crow's Nest, and I brought a giant pile of Christmas lights. Half them didn't work, and I just made a giant tangled ball and just stuck it on the stage. And I actually brought these desk lamps too, for that. But if you remember the Christmas episode we did on Brian's Basement, where it was just like Santa barfed all over the set, it was like that, but even sadder. So. And Kim says the Midwest goodbye takes 5 hours. See, that's what I'm saying. You get rid of that. If you have a time box, then you know. All right. Well, I guess I should get back. I should get back to the stage. Thanks for coming to the show. If you gotta leave, I understand. This is what I tell everybody when I'm in the middle of a set. If you gotta leave, I get it. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it. You know. Have a beer on me. All right. Okay. So, thanks everybody for tuning in and for staying tuned in. And I'm going to go over and do my second set, okay? Wait, Kim says Brian moved, but I got a question. What Alex says? What venue? I know. Wow. He says, "What venues that do open mics in Cincy do you think will make it through this?" Well, I think the breweries, they'll make it through, and they're turning into some of the better venues anyway. They tend to pay people, and people want to go there more, and they also have shows a little earlier, so they tend to be better venues anyway. So. I think the breweries will make it. I haven't checked up, but I hope that Motor makes it. That's just not for the open mic so much, just because it's a great thing. But I think places like Crow's Nest will that really believe in their open mic and that support it no matter what for years and years. I think they'll still be around too. Other places that are just kind of half-assing it because they just want to act like they're a music place when they're not. The open mic will definitely get the boot from those. So yeah, it's a good question, Alex. Okay, now I'm going to go into my set. Okay, thank you. Welcome back. Thank you all for being here tonight. If you've been here a while, you already know that my name is Brian. and I've been playing some songs that I wrote for you all. And I'm going to continue to do so. So thank you for being here and having this strange conversation together. Speaking of strange conversations, I'm thinking a lot about the concept of the voices in your head. When I was a kid, I thought that voices in your head meant that like people are talking to you in words in your head, and that's definitely true for some people. But for most people, it's really just not words, distinct words, but things that push you in a direction, things that influence you despite no external influence. And the voices in your head will make you do things and feel things despite never telling you to, right? They don't just come out and say you should be anxious. You just get pushed in that direction. And so I'm going to kick off with a song about some of those voices. This is a song called Eat Me Alive. Back when I was in middle school, always took things very seriously. It's back when I was in middle school, they told me that high school would eat me alive. So I went off to high school, and I still took things very seriously. It's back when I was in high school, they told me that college would eat me alive. So I tried my best, always scared to death. Well, my work would land me in the local bar. But now I'm here, drinking a beer, and I'm wondering where all of the monsters are. So I went off to college, and I still took things very seriously. It's back when I was in college, they told me a real world would eat me alive. So I tried my best, always scared to death that all my work would land me in the local bar. But now I'm here, drinking a beer, and I'm wondering where all of the monsters are. And the hardest thing that I have to say is convince myself it's gonna be okay. And I have to repeat it every single day, from years of believing the other way. So I tried my best, always scared to death that all my work will land me in the local bar. But what a statement that I'm here on Brian's basement, and I'm wondering where all of the monsters are. Now I'm in this so-called real world. I'm having a hard time taking things seriously. Wasn't I always just in some kind of real world, just waiting for something to eat me alive? Just waiting for something to eat me alive. You know, I'm not that good of a singer, and I'm not that good of an instrumentalist, But one thing I am really proud of is I always think of that line and that that third part of "Eat Me Alive" halfway through the song, because I always forget to do it and prepare beforehand. So they're always terrible, but I'm very proud that I'm able to do that. Again, can't play the instrument well, don't sing too good, but I can make up words on the fly for songs that I should know. We're talking about voices in your head. And they don't they just change. They don't go away. They just change. I get anxious a lot sometimes, like from that last song. I get anxious a lot. But as I am on this rock longer and longer, different things come through, like things that just stick with you, and you realize they've been there far longer than they should. So this next song is kind of about that. And it's a song I wrote when I was in the freezer at Darkness Brewery, moving some kegs around. That was part of my job back in the normal times, was organizing the walk-in. I really liked that part of the job, actually. It's like a puzzle. You know those puzzles where you like push barrels around and try to make the path and put them on the right spots? It was like that, but in real life. But it's also very quiet in there, and there's just the hum of the refrigeration unit keeping everything cold. So it's a great place to tune in to those voices in your head. So this is called "Knock in My Car." There is a knock in my car. They say these things happen with time. No need to worry, just keep a careful eye on the slow deterioration as things all fall apart. There is a knock in my car. I don't know where it came from. Somewhere between the wreck and the breakdown that's to come. My constant reminder that things just are the way they are. There is a knock in my car. There is a knock in my car. It's funny how some things aren't built to last. And time doesn't heal all wounds, and all things do not pass. My solemn companion, so long as it will start. There is a knock in my car. Yeah, I'm sure I've told this story. I know I've told this story before, but that that I do have an old junky car, and but back
when I got it, it was like really nice, or it was to me at least. And it allowed me to drive really far distances. So before that, I drove the family minivan all through college. That was great. But I couldn't drive very far because it would break down. This is where I am now with this car. It's like I can't drive very far in it. But when I got it, it was so exciting. And I got to, I drove it all the way out to Jefferson City, Missouri, where a friend of the show, Alex, lived at the time. And I thought Jeff City was great. I had a blast. Only fond memories from that. And I'm sure that he has the total opposite experience. But I played this song for him, and this was back in 2014. This was right when I decided I was, going to start playing out, and I played this song, and he said he liked it, and that was good for the voices of uncertainty or doubt that always follow you until you share something, or how this go? How is it good enough? Is it whatever? And so that was a good moment to quell those voices. And every time I play this song, that's what I think about. Because the original premise of the song was very kind of imaginary, and I always liked it, but now it just has even more special meaning because of that. So this is a song. This is off the very first kind of thing I was trying to do, and it's a EP called House of Tropicals. But this is the middle song of it, I believe. This is called Eyes of Green. Packed your bags for the ride, but don't forget some baggage of mine. 'Cause I've amassed a massive rotting pile of feelings over this time. You hit the road at 8:30, Old River Road to West LA. Put 3,000 miles smack dab in the way of you and me. Me and those eyes of green. Some say love never dies, but I've been stabbing it with distance and time. But all my weapons can't make me forget those eyes that I've seen. You and your eyes of green. And when I am lonely, this is where you'll find me, sitting oh so quietly, just hoping again that I may see those eyes of green, your eyes of your eyes of green, your eyes of green. Yeah, we couldn't play that song with the band until recently. Not recently. Nothing's happened recently. But we we haven't been able to do that song with the band because I don't know what the chords were called in it. It was I tried to play it. It's a song that you can play by holding 2 strings down and then moving 1 finger, pretty much the entire time. And I didn't know any of those chords were. So still don't. That's a good question. Kim says, "What did I write in the book?" That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know what's in there. Anyway, this is how we practice stage banter in this scenario, I guess. This next song is one that was written around the time of the last one, but it had the opposite. It had the opposite greeting, and it was. I think part of it was because like it's kind of a hard song to sing, and my throat is getting raspy, so this might be interesting. But it's a hard song to sing, and I just remember my friends and making fun of me when I was trying to record it at the house, and I was like, ooh. But the interest, yeah, and then I brought it back, and then it's been kind of a staple in our sets. But that's the thing about the voices in your head. Sometimes it's good to sit with them. Sometimes it's good to listen to what they're doing. Sometimes it's good to say, you can just fuck right off because I'm doing what I'm doing and it's awesome. But you gotta have some level of maturity, which I don't. So this is a song called Masterpiece. I am the canvas upon which the painter paints. Everything I am is just anything that he dictates. Seen in me is a vision of his mind's eye. What is to become of me when the painter dies? Then every single day I'd slowly fade to gray, slowly fade away. Unfinished work of art, well, they'd put me on the shelf. I'm merely remnants of my former self, old and ugly and tattered, worn and torn. My colors just don't shine like they did before. Until some special day the artist comes my way, takes me from this place. She holds me in her arms and she smiles. I haven't been looked upon in quite a while. A little bit of creativity and in no time patches up my holes and draws new light. I finally am complete. The artist's masterpiece. I'm a masterpiece. I always try to sing the last line of the song, that I'm a masterpiece, with a little bit of a question inflection, like I'm a masterpiece, because I think that that's the voices in your head, they come from external sources sometimes. Events that happen to you, then they end up manifesting themselves in what's going on inside your own head. But I also think that most of the time you put it on yourself. I do, at least. I need to get out of my head sometimes, and because if I spin and spin and spin in there, everything just the wrong voices get amplified. And this is just something that you just realize about yourself, and then you can just try to, once you know it's there, it's a little easier to cope with it. But this is an example of an experience that I had of definitely being stuck, spinning in your head, and amplifying the wrong voices. This is called putting it on. Put on your grandpa's jacket. Put on the jeans that fit too tight. Put on a pair of Oxfords. Gonna look like Neil Young tonight. But I don't feel I belong here, no matter how I try. And everyone is smiling and everyone's polite. And I'm sure that they'll unmask me from the fraud that I've become. I'm putting it on, just putting it on for everyone. Put on the silly sweater, the one that you got at the thrift store. Put on some cut-off jean shorts. We'll all laugh at my decor. But I wake up with a dry mouth and my back is stiff and sore. And I don't feel much like laughing at all my costumes on the floor. I'm just like Pagliacci, and I smile and I have fun. But I'll keep putting it on, just putting it on for everyone. Go home in the evening, put on sweatpants and a gray sweatshirt. And I don't feel like anything, and I don't feel like anyone, that's for sure. 'Cause I'm bland and I'm boring, and I'm tired and afraid that I'll fake it till I make it, but I'll never get made. And I like the imposter much more when it's all said and done. And I'll keep putting it on, just putting it on for everyone. Yeah, that one, sometimes when I play, I have voices in my head that are, Sound Girl Kim, she's now Sound Girl, not a producer, but yeah, she made a face like something was wrong with the sound, and so I was like, what's wrong with the sound? And then I messed up the song. So there you go. That's you gotta that's when I always close my eyes. It's like, ah! Oh, really? Oh, weird. Is it going in and out the whole time? All right, well, we got one more song. So, we'll see what happens. I thought it was happening when I was doing the sound check, but it happened once, and then it didn't happen again. So I was like, oh, maybe I was just imagining it. And this is what happened We have a plumbing issue in our house and electrical issues right now that are both like that. And I had an issue at work that was like that. So that doesn't tie into the story. That's just me. That's me noticing a pattern right now. Is things keep happening intermittently without pattern. Maybe we'll do a set next week just about that. But anyway, I've got one more song for y'all. I mean, this is the the granddaddy of all the voices in your head song. This is also on my new EP. Again, you can get it on my website and if you want, on my forum. You can also stream it anywhere you like. YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, Napster. I'm not kidding. Napster still exists, and you can stream my music on it, apparently. So yeah, and you can go to my website if you're just a MP3 type of person. You can just you can download them all there for free, or listen on YouTube. So thank you for doing that, and join the forum if you want to chat. We're really going to try to push the forum. I'm going to get on. I feel a little disingenuous because I'm pushing the forum despite me not putting any content on there. But I'm going to try to put some content on there. I'm going to play one more song, and then I'll come hang out with you all, and finish my beer. So. Wiggle everything. Oh, you think so? All right. God, Lord. I'm a fidgeter. All right. This song's called The Basement. Come speak to me a while in the basement. Come creeping down the creaky wooden stair. Let your eyes adjust to the newfound dimness. Fill your lungs with the cool and musty air. And it's comforting at first, the quiet and the dark. But my presence is unnerving and strange. Oh, you never planned to stay long, but I cannot let you leave. Don't go upstairs, stay down here with me. This is the dominion of your childhood imagination, where you and your siblings used to romp and play. Down here you don't have to worry about breaking things, 'cause everything is broken in some way. And I remind you that I didn't always sit here. Oh, my throne was just the old couches from upstairs. And you find that you're forgetting the times before we meet. Don't go upstairs, stay down here with me. We got that old TV and the old video game. You can read the books on the shelf you've already read. Get a few AM stations down here clearly, but it's better than listening to the voices in your head. And distraction turns to mindless consumption. I've got a skipping record we can listen to for hours. Oh, you embrace that numbing feeling, think it's the thing you need. Don't go upstairs, stay down here with me.
Up there they've got murders with broken badges. You got their accomplices beating the shit out of peaceful folk. There's 100,000 people coughing to death, while keyboard jockeys claim that it's a hoax. Whisper the words of cruel and thoughtless people. We can board up the windows and let a little light in, and you'll argue for compassion. I'll convince you of defeat. Don't go upstairs, stay down here with me. We'll contemplate the morality of fences and compare ourselves to broken old machines. Sip the beers that leave us worse off than they used to, and pontificate on what it all means. And your words will echo off bare concrete walls and settle like nothingness with the dust on the floor. I'm mocking you and laughing, and you know I'm not unique. Don't go upstairs, stay down here with me. And you shout, you find our conversation tiring, and you stumble to the stairs in empty shell. Or you're a little more broken after every time we meet. Don't go upstairs, stay down here with me. Thank you so much for tuning in, or thank you for coming out this show. My name's Brian Sauer. You can check all my stuff out on my website, visit my forum, and I'll come chat with you after the show, and let's have a beer together. So thank you so much. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching that. Let's see. I want to see what's going on in the chat. You know, the funny thing about that sound thing is I tried something new tonight. I wanted to use my amp. I found out when I started playing with the band that having the amp that you can really control the EQ on is super important. I used to plug directly into boards and use just the on instrument pickup, and I do that for open mics still. I'm not going to start wheeling in an amp. I think I always thought that people were kind of weird that did that, but now I get it because we were playing shows and trying to blend with the band. It was super helpful, and it just made everything sound better. So what I did tonight is I got my amp out, my good one. I use this one for like the bass episodes. That's a good amp, but this is like my real amp that I restored during COVID, and it's got my little customization to hold the cable. And I tried to use the effect loop. I got my old trusty corned beef reverb pedal, and I got it going through the effect loop. And I've never done that before, so I'm thinking that maybe that's why it was cutting out. I've never done that before, and I have no idea if that circuit even works. So maybe that's it. Okay, let's see what's going on with everybody in chat while I drink this beer. Let's see. I gotta scroll. I gotta find out where we were. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, there's Alex making fun of me for the poor. Great. My my mom says, "What about the place with the big pretzels? I want that to stay open." She's talking about Wonder Bar, and they are actually currently doing an open mic. To whatever you think about that, and they have been on and off, but I think it's actually been non-COVID things why they've kind of been on and off. But that is my favorite place to play. I can't wait to get back there we actually had a lot of momentum with the band where we were playing at Wonder Bar, and we pretty much got the schedule as many shows as you like thing, which is that's the biggest honor of my entire music life was the booker telling. Bookers never tell me that, so that was a big honor. So hopefully that we can pick that up after this is all done. Oh, Joe's getting the vaccine, so he's looking to get back come April. Well, sorry, Joe, I can't be with you. But you know what, Joe, I might not be going to open mic, but maybe you could come over here because Kim has the vaccine too, and we could do one of these shindigs. So there you go. Oh, and Scott answered the question. Yeah, and Scott just answered it. Alex says Jeff City's not great. It was a good time. Oh, Joe got the book. So I have books. So Kim referenced the book when I was telling that. I do have song books. They're currently under the Flipboard, but it's okay. We don't need to get them out. I have song books. If anyone wants a song book, I will send you one. I will send you one in the mail, in the good old-fashioned snail mail. Let me know. All right. Yeah, Joe sent me. He was. Oh, Kristen said, thanks, Kristen. Kristen said nice things about the show. Kim, you're going to have to put that all back together. Alex says can't believe he isn't closing with Edgar Street. Well, here's the thing, Alex. That set list needs tinkering, yeah. Well, the thing is, I'm thinking about doing this for the next couple weeks through February while I'm working on the album in a month. That takes up a lot of time and energy and writing and all that stuff. So, and this is actually something I've been wanting to do because I wrote out a whole list of goals and kind of ideas of how to, when I can get back there, what to do. So this is something I want to do. I hope it's not ridiculous for you guys, but yeah, we'll probably do this last night, and I guarantee one of the sets will have it in it. I just thought I would try to do something a little different, but Alex is calling for an encore. We got one encore one time somewhere. Where was that? That happened somewhere, and it was weird. We didn't know what to do. No, we didn't get. We got Battle of the Bands was time box, so we couldn't go in there. Speaking of time box, I was just telling you, here we are, going way over. Maybe the merch table will have its own spot on the phone. Alex says, "Where's the merch table?" I have Brian's Basement Bucks to spend. I am coming up. That's another thing on my list. So we're talking about my goals, but another thing on my list was I'm coming up with all kinds of crazy merch ideas. Friend of the show Scott is a great merch mastermind. He comes up with all these goofy, unique ideas, and so I'm stealing most of them. And and so I'm coming up. I'll be working on that. For this, for in the future, different merch things. So be on the lookout for that. Jake wants a songbook. I'll send you a songbook, Jake. Kristen wants a songbook. Okay, I'll send you a songbook too. Alex says the books are going to be hot merch. Yeah, I don't know. Scott says he wants to read a sci-fi novel called Time Box. Me and Scott also have a text thread where we just send band names to each other, and Time Box would be a decent one, I think, for like a type of band. Well, thanks everybody for. I do want to respect everybody's time out there. Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot. Can't go yet. It's Cassandra's birthday. I don't even know if she's in the chat, but she's been watching the past couple weeks. And it's Cassandra's birthday, so happy birthday, Cassandra. I hope that now we're 20 minutes late. I should have said that earlier in the show, but anyway. Happy birthday. Okay, well, as always, everybody, thanks for tuning in this week. We'll probably do something similar like this next week. So if you want to, if there's a song or an idea or whatever, or tips or advice. What I was trying to do tonight was dynamics and control and the divination thing I was talking about. That was my focus tonight. And so, and sitting up straight and looking at the camera. I tried that too. That was an interesting experience. But yeah, so if you got tips like that, send them my way, and we can try to do that. Requests of songs I know or songs that I wrote, they're basically the same category. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm doing. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. As always, stay safe out there. Be nice to someone else, and be nice to yourself as best as you can. You don't have to, but if you just try your best, that's all I ask. Okay, we'll see you next week. Bye.